Welcome back. Well, normally we have a 10-minute slot for our guests, and we go to that, and it's quite normal. There are certain guests where there is usually a producer behind a camera going, I don't know, what does that mean? I think wind up or something like that. And it tends to happen with this man here. It's Steffan from Polecam. Hi, Steffan.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for coming on.
Not a problem at all.
It's always a pleasure.
I was actually going to dress up in a lady's outfit because I thought we could do a little Richard and Judy thing together.
Do you know, it would have worked so well.
It would have worked so well, but Simon and Stephen just said it's not going to happen.
They tore it off. I saw them
successfully failing to meet the low standards we set ourselves.
It's shocking, isn't it? Right, well, we've spoken many times.
We have indeed.
And if people don't know about Polecam, then they clearly have been on the wrong planet somewhere. But just in case they have visited us for the next couple of days, just give a quick overview of Polecam and let people know what it's about.
So what Polecam is really is it's something for today's market.
Yeah.
Cranes have been around for years. For as long as we've had cameras, we've been sticking cameras on the end of sticks or on the end of something to get them up. But they've always been big and bulky. And what we did, very simply, is take a mini cam, and we're using really neat small cameras, putting them on the end of a carbon fiber boom with a remote pan and tilt unit. And what's so lovely about it is the speed of deployment, and you don't need a van for it. You can put this thing up in 10 minutes. It can work in a really small, tight environment, as short as 5 foot long in an operating theatre. And within a matter of a few minutes, really, you can have it de-rigged outside and up to as long as 28 feet.
Right.
But the minicam market started to tail off for us because the Canon 5D hit the market. And so many people were coming to us going, you know, I love the concept of what you're doing, but I want a bigger camera to go on it. So we've actually built a larger head for it, and we've kept the same philosophy of that super lightweight, rapid deployment, and easy to use. And one of the things that people said was it wasn't that easy to use. There was a lot of cables, and we've stripped it right back to something incredibly simple that I know even you can use.
Even I can use a Polecam, and that's saying something.
Well, it is indeed, you know. And so we, you know, it's all now down into one big Pelican case. So we're here demonstrating the, you know, with C300s. We've had people now shooting with Reds on board, which we didn't think was really going to be that easy, but do you know what? People love it and they're using it. I had a guy came to the stand yesterday from Israel. He's just bought his second Polecam. He sold his 4 Jimmy Jibs.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with his Jimmy Jibs. He said, but in the day and age that we're working in, they want to get the shots done in a half, if not quarter of the time. They don't want the crew for expenses of travel and hotels and everything. And he's, you know, he's now doing the X Factor in Israel. And he used the phrase to me yesterday. He said, "This is a game changer." And I've always known it and believed it. But you know, when your customers start coming back to you and saying it, you think to yourself, well, maybe we are doing something right. You know, so it's still, you know, it is very exciting. You know, we've just sold our 500th rig. That's just gone out to Korea. Now our distributor in Korea, 2 or 3 rigs in 5 years. Suddenly we've come out with the bigger head, and he's putting 5Ds on and C300s. I think he's taken 10 rigs this year already, and that's just in one small territory. So, you know, the game has changed, but we're still specialists in minicams. And for us, something very exciting that's happened is Panasonic, as you know, I mean, a huge organization, and they've actually come to us and they've said, we want you to do for us what you've done for the likes of Toshiba in the minicam market. And, you know, they've come out with a little camera like this. Look at this.
That's a small camera.
Now, this was described to me this morning as a wolf in sheep's clothing.
There you go. See it on there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
There we go.
We got it.
Look at the size of that. A lovely 1/3 inch CMOS sensor. You know, interlaced and progressive. It's single chip, which means there's a plethora of lenses available for it on the market. And the price is coming right down as well. It's a very exciting piece of kit. And they've got 3 or 4 cameras in this range. And, you know, people are wanting and still wanting the small cameras. We're doing underwater housings for these sort of things now. The new Ron Howard film, Heart of the Sea, shooting with Anthony Dodd Mantle. They're using the Indicam minicams at the moment, but they've taken our underwater housings from us. So, you know, this aspect of what we do, and then also, of course, we've done a Polecam pan and tilt head, fully submersible as well, for those air-water-air transition shots. And, you know, they've become a standard on the Olympics and all of these major swimming events and what have you. BBC are about to commission a new major natural history series that are on the stand. They're looking at the latest miniature cameras. They need them as small as possible. They need them easy to use. And now with things like, and you're aware of the Odyssey from Convergent Design, you know, to have an OLED monitor of that quality and a recorder working with something as small as this, you know. And what's nice is the big manufacturers are looking at the presence that GoPro have pushed into the market. You know, 200,000 units a month. It's an insane change they've made on our market, and less than 1% into broadcast, but it's still a high number. But they still want the ability to switch the lenses and have the quality they have.
I was going to say, it's just people are thinking, oh, small camera, rubbish quality, but that's not the case anymore with these, is it?
It's no. And you know, the low light sensitivity, the quality of the image, what you can do with the image. What's lovely about working with somebody like Panasonic as well, as large as they are, they do love to listen to what the customers have to say. And if it's a little software tweak that can be done, you know, myself, the likes of Bradley Engineering are doing some fantastic work with their cameras, and they're listening to what the customers want, and they're making these changes. And at the end of the day, Polecam is a platform. You know, and we're not stuck to one camera. It's what the customer wants, or what the market is starting to move towards. And these are really exciting times. You know, the way we buy, the way we sell, the way our customers are using things today. It's changed. It's, you know, the way things are happening at this show has changed beyond recognition. I know guys that are using C300s now in their rental fleet, and they're already starting to move them on. You know, so the camera technology is moving so fast, but the platform that we want to place them on, that's great. You know, and that's here to stay. You know, everyone wants gyro stabilized heads now, and you know, I'd be a fool to say that we're not working on it. You know, of course we are. I'd like to see we're going to have something very exciting out for next year. But the basic concept of what we do, and you've done it yourself with your shoots, the fact that you can pull it out the back of your car, throw this crane together, and get moving quickly. You know, it's not going to be long. You know, the talk here of the show is 4K. 3D's gone, 4K's here. Fantastic, that's great. Just give me a camera and I'll put it on. You know, I don't need to get that closely involved in it.
Now, you mentioned taking out the car, setting it up anywhere you want to, in a field or something, but you need to power it. And which is this is one advantage you've got over, especially over the big rigs as well.
Huge advantage.
You can power these off of regular batteries as such, something like what you've got here.
Well, I mean, and again, I've brought these. I don't want to teach you to suck eggs. You know, I know you use these. And I brought this in as an example, as a bolt onto a Polecam, as you said. It's this absolute portable nature of it. So what they've got here, PAG have got one of their standard V-mount batteries. But what they've done is put this extra back on. And they've made them so you can stack them up. Now this we've seen before with IDX. They could only ever do 2. We can stack 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can stack them on the charger like this. And the huge difference for us is we need counterweights on the back. You need to take batteries with you. And with flying around all the world all the time now, weight is critical. The cost of excess baggage is absolutely critical. So if I know I'm taking 6 batteries with me, rather than having 1 or even 2 on board, I'll stick all 6 on board. I didn't even have to think about doing it. On the Polecam stand there, we've got the full 7th Heaven, a full 8-meter rig with an IO Industries flare camera on it, a box wireless transmitter on, and I think we went through 2.5 batteries in the day.
Wow. And the beauty of these batteries, I was speaking to PAG before, is that the more you stack, the longer they last, but they actually last longer than the individual. So combined, they work. It just
absolutely.
And as I say, you can just add them on as counterweights.
And one of the things they've done also, and it's something that we do on Polecam as well already, is we've put a USB port on. I've done a 3-week shoot in the California desert, which is fantastic. We've got batteries coming out of our ears because we need to have them. But everyone's walking around going, where do I plug in my phone to charge? We don't have anything. So little tiny slice on here, this is called the Power Hub. And what it does have, it's got D-taps on each side here, but it's got a USB on the bottom.
Let's see if we can get that on there.
We've got the blue light on there. Oh no, I'll tell you what,
let's
turn it on the battery, and let's get it on.
There we go. So there's the USB, which you can switch off and on so you can have this nice little blue LED, you can see it on.
You know, in this world that we're living in this communications industry, you know, everybody needs access to this sort of thing. Well, if you can go out as a cameraman with your crane and know that your phone's not going to have any trouble, but also we've got guys now shooting with big cameras on their crane, but they're putting a little 6-inch stick on the bottom and they're sticking a GoPro on the bottom.
Yes.
So they're actually flying that to give the super wide shot, but sometimes dipping in the water as well. Well, with a GoPro 3, you frame it up and you get everything on your iPhone.
Yeah.
But it's going to drain your phone down really quickly, so that when you need to call your wife to tell you you're coming home and dinner's ready, it's dead. So you keep your phone on charge all the time here. And you know what? We've seen for years the imitation batteries coming out of China.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've all made the mistake. And there is some good stuff there, but you know what? Working with the guys at PAG, they're an English company. They've been doing it for so many years. It works great, you know, and they listen to the customers as well. Because if in this day and age, if you don't listen to your customer, you might as well just throw your pound notes in the fire, or £5 notes. We don't have
pound notes anymore.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting too old again.
Showing you age now.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the days in Amsterdam.
No, of course not.
Nothing
Of course
whatsoever.
not. I mean, I have to say, with these batteries, we use them ourselves, these PAG ones, and any shoot that I do, if there's these batteries and choices of others, the camera guys go, "Oh, thank you, I'll have the PAGs."
Absolutely,
Because
you know, they used to be a very expensive battery. They're now actually very price competitive. And if you take into account that, you know, where your backup and support and service is coming from, and that's so important. And that's one of our sort of key philosophies at Polecam as well. You have a problem with the equipment, and let's face it, 9 out of 10 times it is pilot error. You know, we do not read manuals anymore. It's very, very difficult. Do you want me to wind up?
Hey, look at that. It happens every time. Every time when you're on, we're still going for it. We might have to wind up. If people want to find you, whereabouts will they find you at the show?
You'll find us on right at the entrance to Hall 10 on 10C49. And before you ask the next question,
go for
www.polecam.com.
Excellent. Steffan, once again, thank you very much for coming on. Go and have a look at their website. You'll be surprised at just what they can do for you. It's not just a stick on a tripod, I can assure you that. And if you're around, definitely go and see them, Hall 10C49, and make sure you find the guy with the mad white looking shirt. And he'll talk in Aussie for you, and then it's all worth going for, I can tell you that for nothing. Thank you very much, Steffan, for coming on.